I'm going to move in three parts this evening, and a lot to go over. And I'll start with this. In 2023, the year that we live in today, it's unbelievable how much and how far we can communicate with each other very easily. Just a simple little phone call or email, and we can reach people around the world. Information travels really fast. And the irony in all that is, as our technology has been ever advanced, our relationships and our communication and our relationships has taken, I believe, a big hit. Just go to your local restaurant and just observe people at their tables, maybe even observe your own table. It's even happened to me, be out with other priests and we're not talking to each other. Everyone's just on their phones, We're hurting for connections. And so with that, I want to welcome our Knights of Columbus Council. You saw them processing down this evening. Here at the parish, not only just with our Knights, but with other groups, to reestablish connections with each other again. You are not alone in your faith. But boy, it does feel like that sometimes. In your media and what you watch on TV and in your news, feels like we just have like we're the only one that holds the values and our belief in Jesus Christ. But, groups like the Knight, but also I want to have other things happening in the parish too, So if you ever feel like there's something that you need and this parish needs to provide, let me know. Now, be careful, because then I might put you in charge of that, okay? That's the downside. Everyone has great ideas, but no one, I always need help implementing them. But our Knights of Columbus have already done, since I've been here for 1 year, done great things for me and helped, with the fish fries. They even, a couple of weeks ago or a month ago now, in August, I believe, did a deep clean of our parish hall kitchen. It just looks brand new because of their work. But I also want to thank them for their efforts in promotion of the faith. Again, you're not alone in your faith. Consider joining them. We honor the Mass intention tonight for all those deceased members. But they're also devoutly promoting family, marriage, and life, which brings into my next point. To welcome, at the end of Mass, we'll have a speaker from Lifeline. You might have saw the boxes of baby bottles. We've been doing this every year, but a group that helps women in crisis, always in need of help and support. Again, they do great work as well. And we welcome them, and again, always thank you for your great generosity and support in their cause. One of the critiques of people who are pro-life is, well, we do nothing to help women. Well, this group will show you that that's not the case. So welcome to them. But then finally, into today's gospel. I'm going to tie it all together. If you remember the last 2 weeks in today's gospel, Jesus had some really, I don't know what's the word, but just intense and critical parables concerning these religious leaders. And so now today they send their disciples. They don't even want to confront him anymore. They're too busy plotting the death of Jesus. And so they send their disciples with the Herodians, which is kind of ironic because these two groups, the groups of like the Pharisees and the groups of the Herodians, they're like, in terms of their ideals, are two opposite people, but yet they have a similar cause in destroying and killing the Son of God, suppressing the truth. So they come together. One group's kind of anti-Rome, and the other group is pro-Rome, pro-empire, coming together to try to entrap Jesus. Teacher, first of all, they give some false flattery, telling him how he's always in pursuit of the truth and all this other stuff. Jesus sees right through that baloney there. And they propose him a riddle. Jesus, is it lawful to pay the census tax to Caesar or not? Should we give money to the empire or should we not? What is your opinion? And so what does Jesus do? And here's the main part in all this. So he takes a coin, right? Takes a coin. And here's where I want to get at right here. He says this: whose image, that word image, very key. Whose image is this? And whose inscription? Whose image, inscription on the coin. And then he gives that famous answer, give to Caesar what's to Caesar, but to God what belongs to God. But Matthew, and I'll say our Lord, purposely emphasizes that word image. Because the idea is what? How are we created in God's image and likeness? So life, our life, because we bear the image, just like in what Jesus says, give to Caesar what to Caesar, God belongs to God. The image in our soul and of our person and our humanity is in the image of God. We belong to God. All life belongs to God. From conception to natural death, we don't have the authority to take life. It's not ours. We belong to someone else. And so with that in the world says, this is my body, this is my life, right? The world says that this is my life, my body, I do what I want. That's the message we hear out there. And sometimes it even creeps into our own thinking and mentality. If we really closely examine ourselves, we see that play out in our own lives and our own decisions. I want to do what I want to do. This is, I create my own path, but technically we're disciples. We belong to someone. We have a teacher. We have someone who has a great plan and destiny who brings us into existence. Contrary to this is my body, this is my life, what does our Lord do at the Last Supper? What do we hear every time we come to Mass? The same exact words, believe it or not. Take this, all of you, and eat of it. This is my body. The exact same words that the world proclaims, but two different results. This is my body, which is given for you. The key to life in humanity is not self-fulfillment. It's a dead end. It seems so right and so good. But we know, I think, as we gain an experience, we know the things that we crave and try to obtain, they don't do it for us. It's a false God. It's a false hope. It's always a dead end where, once we obtain it, then it's the question, well, what now? What now? The key isn't self-fulfill, it's self-gift. That's the image and likeness of God. Again, in the words we hear of Jesus, this is my body, which is given up for you. Again, in order for God to attain us, we kind of gave ourselves away to the evil one. In order for God to bring us back, he had to purchase us, redemption, purchase us with the life and blood of his Son, because God, he just sees us as his own. He sees us as himself, his image and likeness. And out of divine love and divine mercy, he literally gives his life in order to obtain us. This is the God we follow. And this is why in our promotion of all things life, it's just nothing but an imitation of how God has treated and acted with us. And so we just continue to ask for your prayers and support, and don't get discouraged. And all things matter to life because it's sacred and we belong to God, and he, through the blood of his Son, has obtained us. May God bless you.